Circular component patterns are similar to rectangular component patterns. The difference, as you may have guessed, is the resulting circular layout of components, and also the way the pattern is defined. To begin the pattern, I'll click on the pattern icon and select the Circular Pattern tab. As you can see, there are only 3 sets of controls, selecting the axis and direction, setting the number of instances, and setting the angle between the instances. The component selection is active, so I'll select the flange as the component to pattern. Next, I'll define the center of the circular pattern. This requires that I select an axis or linear edge. The axis can be an origin axis, a work axis, or a model edge. Since we are patterning the flange around the table, I'll expand the tabletop origin folder and click on the y-axis. In this case, I want to end up with 5 flanges evenly distributed around the table, so I'll enter 5 in the circular count field and 360 divided by 5 in the circular angle field, and then click OK. As we discussed in the previous lesson, you should know that the positions of these new flanges are controlled by the circular pattern feature along with the position of the original flange component. This is important because at this point there is no way of moving these flanges individually. You can move the entire pattern by moving the original flange, or you can adjust spacing by editing the circular pattern feature. In order to have control over a specific instance, you must change it to independent first. To make an instance independent, right-click on it and select Independent. Now the position of the flange is completely undefined. I can click and drag it, and of course add constraints as necessary. If I right-click on the instance again and deselect Independent, a new instance is added to the pattern and the original one stays in the assembly. One of the more common uses for a circular component patterns is distributing fasteners around a whole pattern. Before you do this, review the next lesson on associative feature patterns for a better tool to accomplish this common task.